live. LUNCHTIME live. I've just long time.
Boom! I mean, I say a couple to the flex they represent for Wayne Global TV. There. So, I say, you know the code in the Wayne Global TV is what fully blessed on the 90 days. So, I say, yeah, man, to the fullest. Yeah, man, make sure them log in to Wayne Global TV. So, I say, check it out. So, I say, one cup of flex. So, I say, Wayne Global. When you watch, you know, see them a plan up and a try to put them money pan we head. But man, I live too long, them want Wayne Global fitted. To him juggle so smooth that them want him life for dread. I chew the bank, I like the break, but we ain't all about the bread. We open up in the ears and no listen when we said, cause we lyrics them so smooth like the linen pan the bed. Them want we fit fall, we living pan the edge, I must say true, we make this them. We ain't Global TV, we are 90, hey. And 90, who Jaja bless, say no man can curse. Give it the Range Rover, who no drive years. Boom! We in Global TV to the fullest, one cup of excellence. See me?
Good morning and welcome. Sorry for the lateness, but I don't know how it go already. Thank you all for joining us. Let me apologize for yesterday. Yesterday, I was busy gardening all day. And this is the beauty that my cousin, his girlfriend, and myself created. We were dashing 3 tons of pebble all over the place and creating our little side garden for the summer. So when me get back to London last night, me tired and paying up like a Jimmy did there. So me did just go lay down. So, pardon me. But while we were not focusing so well, news just a break all over the place. So we pick out one hope of thing this morning where we are going to deal with. So good morning, and welcome. Me now go keep on waiting any longer. Good morning to my community of party and all my family members, platform membership holders, viewers, and subscribers. Good morning and welcome, Natalia Freeman, Sunshine, Pamela McNeil, JP, Noreen Dennison, Debbie Jervis, Elaine Turner, Althea, Rosemary Samuels, Kishara Fullerton, good morning, all. Pamela McNeil, Gloria Morris, Marcia Espy, good morning. Beat and Teach, Wagwan, Michelle Lewis Wilson Scott Gift, Kevin Fairclutch, good morning, good afternoon. Georgia Dennis, Ladybug, Simone Deptford, Browse, Shade Oban Iris, Lilith Lockerbie, Cousin Jamie, Wagwan, cuz, Lorraine Barnett, Marcia Biro, Marcia Stewart, Carlene Jones. We just go call Andrew Holness, we call serious galang in this morning, Millicent Jones. So go call Andrew Holness. We have a whole heap of people to tackle this morning. Good morning, Nesta Morgan, which has been sacked from Mouthpiece and has been put to work. Darth White. Good morning, Lilith Lockerbie. Christopher Murray. Nifty Friend. Colleen Richards. Vernon Holders. Veon Holders, rather. Sonia Smichael, Christine Gilbert, Monica Hawthorne, Jem Ashley. Good morning, good morning, good morning, all, and welcome. We just got trigger through the issue them where we pick out one, but you know how the look and quarrel go. Let me say to Trenton, Mr. Yaron, drop out of sky, Trenton. Trenton, when you're having no mother, having no father, Trenton. Drop out of sky. Mr. Yaron come out here, come defend Andrew Holness Muma. It was on your platform. The questionable story of Andrew Holness's paternity broke. And anyone in journalism or social media land is allowed to develop on that investigation and question it. If Andrew Holness's paternity is on the question, whose fidelity do you think is going to come under scrutiny? Do you think Andrew Holness fell out of sky like you did? So Andrew Holness' mother is going to come under scrutiny. And we won't have mercy to Andrew Holness or his mother if there's a questions to be asked of trust or credibility. What does Andrew Holness know? And if Andrew Holness is lying to the public? The question is, Prime Minister Holness, will you be able to do a paternity test in order to quell this argument and put it to bed? The Prime Minister nor his wife or mother is not above question from any of us. So when you drop out of sky and defend other people, mother, remember you're the one that defined your mother as a bitch, not what I would define her as. You're the one who defined your mother as a Jezebel and a dirty girl, not that I would. So when you come out and defend people, mama, remember, and do not drop from sky like you. So we are going to call Andrew mother's fidelity in question if Andrew Holness's paternity in question. That's just how the line of argument works. All right, Trenton, Jason, Yvonne. Good morning. No problem, I make people. I just correct something with them say. Grace Linton. That's the whole family. I ask no question why Andrew Holness one have this Brahman cow nose when nobody can know where it comes from. But move on. Move on. If the British and the Americans did it already in respect Jackie Grimes, Pamela Okola, to contaminated, deliberately infected or infusing contaminated blood product into their citizens, what will stop them again from doing any of this scientific genocide or scientific crime? Ask yourself, and this is an unrunning case from the 1970s and 80s. They have been slammed in an inquiry, but it is nothing surprising. The British state should have been tried a long time for corporate manslaughter. The amount of people that the British state, along with the American state, deliberately infected with HIV and hepatitis, infected blood and blood product. It wasn't a mistake. It was all deliberate. It was all by design. If you want to remember America, remember the Tuskegee experiment and how America deliberately infect syphilis in a way to spread it round war yonder. So ask yourself about their economics, such as the period where we just gone through in the last few years and how them force way into them economics lifestyle and their pending economics to come. What will stop them from doing it again? Look at what is coming out now from Zeneca and all of those people. What will stop them from carrying out a mass germ warfare against us under the disguise of health from big pharma and the scientific community, Tony Tall. Good morning. So, when you hear them come with jokes and vax and naps and careful of them. Careful of them. A long time them in the shade of biological warfare. And if they have to take biological warfare to your food and your medicine, you think the white man afraid for wheat? And you think the black man afraid for say to the white man, say, yeah man, make your offer any amount on the table you want. Was it not that the mood, though, they've taken us into during Cosmerna Wagwan, during pandemic and a shutdown? This one release just come out from Darrell Vaz, but me not pay the face no attention. If me have time for rumble through it later, and if anything in there for talk about, but not right now. Philip Southern, how are you? But there's a lot to rumble through this morning, so we are going to ramble our way through it. So be careful of these people and their jokenomics and all sort. When you see them approaching with the hope of health, lie, and all sort of lie and story. Minister cannot see. Commissioner, we don't know where you want or where you go or where you be. I've always said this and I will repeat this. Training, and deployment. Training and deployment is required in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, Michelle Clark. The fact that they're going from guard room to the cell, Commissioner, it doesn't mean that is not a deployment. Jennifer Simpson, was it one police that was deployed to that cell where that Bangarang Hapmwe cellmate take away pistol from him and create chaos? Training and deployment, nifty friend. Training and deployment is needed in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. If they cannot protect themselves, Minister, Commissioner, from criminals behind bars, there's very little hope for us out here who are depending on them to protect us. If for them safety don't come first, then it will be a woeful cry when it comes to fuel. You know, pay the relevant attention, you know, beat and teach. Beat and teach. A coach, me for pay attention to criminal. Or a coach me this morning for pay attention to murderer and gangster. Is that what you're doing? Hey, don't let me start on Darrell Vaz this morning because the day not so long. Blue waves. The day is not long enough for me to go out, to me to charge at Darrell Vaz this morning. Training and deployment, Commissioner. We're not going to spend much time on you. What we're going to hope is that you will listen and that you will act. Training and deployment is a massive problem in policing in our country. Them barefoot, wheelchair babies, pampers wearing babies that are not put out on the street to police. They don't understand barefoot wearing babies like us. They don't understand how to talk to barefoot wearing babies like us. We come from the barefoot generation. This slippers, pampers, and pushchair, nipple buckle generation. Whenever I drink out of the cup with the 3 hole. Training and deployment. Look at TV. Good morning. So we're going to move on. Because I want a whole heap of something. I am really grateful that the South African justice system has banned Jacob Zuma from entering election shortly. That will happen shortly in South Africa. Jacob Zuma is a criminal, a westernized, up-westernized politician backside crook, up the Indian clique, the Guptas, the economic powerhouse in South Africa, up the rear end of the Guptas, a corrupt political leader. I am glad the South African court prevented Jacob Zuma from contesting this election, because I will get to that later, and I must understand the power of the court within your constitution. We're going to get to that because it is a bone of contention that I see a lot of narrative going around to confuse people. We're going to get to the court, how important the court is in your constitutional governance structure and the purpose of your court, and why it is first and foremost important in your constitutional structure that you have a court, a final court, and you get it right. We will get to that. But we just have struggled through and struggle along. Annie Jones, racism. Racism. Isn't this racism? How this stuff is the racism? How we call this racism? How we call this racism? When 8 Haitians, I know the first we see it happen, but who never see it when the 37 come? We no can see it now. So when illegal plane with people when a black drop out of sky our foot in a Jamaica, they are not subject to immigration control, which is not what our domestic immigration law says. However, when asylum seekers drift up on your shore, drop out of sky on your shore, that, my dear, is not controlled just by your domestic law. The word refugee or asylum seeker here suggests you want to call them illegal, but given the circumstances and the situation in Haiti, we know them to be refugees, asylum seekers rather, or displaced, and it's not displaced people, because displacement in international law is where you're displaced within the country where the civil war is going on. The minute you go outside of border, then it is called refugee or asylum seeker. All right. So when plane drop out of the sky and drop our foot, as long as are black people, we will have to give them full international diplomatic treatment and just let them out per road, make them walk up and down. So all when we don't know where them are come from, where them come here from and where them are go. But I'm sure the Haitians, where every time them come here, we put them through our criminal justice system as if they're criminal, with the failure, Horace Cham, to apply international law that protects the right of refugees and asylum seekers. Even if you're going to return them to their island, you must assess their refugee status first. You must assess their credibility or their merits to be processed through the asylum system. So why, when a black people, it's a different treatment, and when a white, Chinese, and Indian people, they are subjected to a total different and more privileged treatment than we receive? Yes, I'm talking about under this Labour government, Mavis Forbes. Preferential treatment for whites, Chinese, and Indian. But once we're black, then we must be criminalized, is what the state of Jamaica is saying. If you not come here for scam, not come here. If you not come here to get in the human trafficking, don't come here. If you don't come here to get in the organ harvest trafficking, don't come here. Is that what the British state is saying to us? We know why the Haitians them are come. Tell us why the painful Indian drop out of sky, and all now nobody can know why them come here. All now nobody can know which Jamaican politicians and officials get tip off why they come here, and it's been given immigration privilege to walk around our country when uno claim Keith Matthews. So uno never know them are come here, but we're developed. We're developed. Move on. Holy for something. Good morning, Dr. Senator, the Honorable Dr. Dana Morris. Portfolio upon top of portfolio. Good morning, Doctor. Good morning, Senator. Remember, I think last week, Senator the Honorable Doctor came out and she made a statement that government stitch up the mouthpiece should have uttered. And I was asking the question, is Roy mouth thick? Is Nesta Morgan mouth thick? Well, we have now learned that this was a training exercise for Dr. Senator the Honorable. Miss Lady Ma'am, please may I tell you, be careful how you are getting her. I hope you know what you will be getting into. All right, when you settle, so we know say you're going to lie to it. But we're asking you to clear up for us this morning. What type of lie you're going to tell? Lie, sweet lie, fool lie so you don't understand the question but answer the lie. What kind of lie are you going to tell? Because you can't say you're not going to tell me no lie, you know. Claudette Robinson. You can't say you're not going to tell me no lie. What will we settle upon? Angela 4349, well, go out, my friend. What will we settle upon, ma'am, is what type of lie y'all go tell me. We will agree upon that there. What we now go want, ma'am, is the dizzy lie them, the all over the place lie them. We just have we picture and task like we have nightmare dreams. So we want believable lie. We want lie when we fling it on wall, wet or dry, ma'am, the lie stick with our ask for truth. So don't say we are asking to do the impossible here, ma'am. We're not asking you for the truth. All we're asking is what kind of lie we're going to have to deal with, because we know as long as the wholeness regime sends you in front of a podium, you're going to have to tell lie. What we want to know is the type of lie. But please, ma'am, be careful of what you are getting into. Robert Nesta Morgan has been sacked as Minister of Information and has been pushed in Everall Warmington tired space. If Minister of Mouth couldn't talk. I wonder how minister work I go talk when he no have no hand. Is Nesta Morgan's seat safe for the next general election, given how weak Nesta Morgan has become? But let me say this to the central executive of the Jamaica Labour Party. A letter to my mother. Dear Ma, the long-awaited cabinet reshuffle has come. It was an awful car crash. Thank you, Ma. Love you, Ma. See you later. The long-awaited cabinet reshuffle, pushed by the central executive. After the central executive removed Nesta's mouthpiece from from being the PR for the Jamaica Labour Party, the central exec has finally asked Andrew Holness remove Nesta Morgan as mouthpiece for the government. There was nothing to write home about with this cabinet reshuffle. All we're doing, we're just keeping Ma informed of what is happening. There was nothing about this cabinet reshuffle to write home about. A new face with the old lie won't really do it. A new face that will struggle to tell the old lie will just not do it. A new face that may soon be rust and crook like Andrew Holness and Nigel Clark will just not do to repair the broken credibility of the Jamaica Labour Party. What is needed at the top is a drastic overhaul, such as the position of the Speaker of the House. The Speaker of the House retracting the letter placed in Valerie Curtis's employment record. The Speaker of the House apologizing to Valerie Curtis. The Speaker of the House, based on conflict of interest, stepping aside. One whole heap of something JLP and Central Exec needed to repair that broken credibility. Who first will push the political knife to take this captain off? Or are you all willing to go down with this bruised captain? We are developed. We are going to get there this morning in Andrew Holness. Hey, Carl Crowd. Because we are developed. Andrew Holness and your entire team we are developed because we know I'm attack. We're talking. Like and share the live. Call crowd and tell them, say, we're going to expose the lies, hypocrisy, corruption, double stack. Hey, Andrew Holness, make your Sandra a chair. You're talking. You are talking, Andrew Holness, Pauline Dixon. You're talking. We're building up. The usual patter. Not much anything to write home about. But I hope Dr. Dixon can weather the storm, Doctor. That's all I'm saying. I hope you can weather the storm. We're pattering. Not hey. Patter. No. We're talking about now the Jamaican Constitution, the present Jamaican Constitution. The current Jamaican Constitution permits anyone who is a passport, nationality, citizenship, double holder, which resides in the Commonwealth, to be able to actively participate in Jamaican politics, providing that person lives in the Jamaica for a year or more. This is the constitutional position. It is the law. Whatever you think, whatever you want to say, you can disagree with it. It's your right to disagree with anything you want. It is the law. The law is the law. The Constitution is the supreme law. And that's that. That's it. Brenda Elson. Now we have seen our constitutional review turn into a nasty debacle of race, color, ethnicity, and passport holding, citizenship holding. Now, in 2000 and whenever, when the when the People's National Party took to court a constitutional matter, it was a constitutional matter where members of the Jamaica Labour Party were currently sitting in the Jamaican Parliament, who were dual citizenship holder of 1 Jamaican citizenship and 2 2007. Thank you, Christine Gilbert. And 2 American citizenship holder, which is prevented by the Jamaican Constitution to date. Bear that to date in mind, because we're trotting along here. So if you're a Canadian passport holder, a Nigerian passport holder along with a Jamaican passport holder, a New Zealand passport holder along with a Jamaican passport holder, an American Canadian passport holder as long with a Jamaican passport holder, you're entitled to sit in the Jamaican Parliament if you've been living in Jamaica for a year. It's what the Jamaican Constitution permits. That is our current law. So Mark Golden is under no legal violation here. Mark Golden, under our Constitution, Noreen Dennis, is not playing any double standard here, but we're developing. So we're clear on that there is no constitutionality here with Mark Golden, double passport or double citizenship. There is no constitutional problem here. Is there a moral issue here? No, I would argue either. There isn't a moral issue here. Charmaine Turner, not only Ranger rather, not only Mark Golden has that privilege. A lot of black people, a lot of black Jamaicans, a lot of black people in the Commonwealth have the same privilege as Mark Golden, which were given British citizenship by virtue of their parents have been British citizens. It's still possible to do that up to today. So there's not a moral issue here either, in my view. The arguments is stemming from, all of this argument has heightened up and beefed up, stemming from Mark Golden's opposition to the final court as a part of the Constitutional Review Committee first phase being signed off. Bros, good morning. How are you? That is the issue, the major issue. There are other issues, but that is the major issue as to why Mark Golden hasn't signed off. As Mark Golden explained also, the dialogue with the Rastafarian community, the dialogue with the Maroon community, among other things that has been left out of this constitutional review process, is of importance to the government to bring all voices together on consensus on board. In 2011, now we came on from that 2007 court case that constitutionally barred or required members of the Jamaica Labour Party to relinquish their American citizenship in order to sit in our parliament as our constitution permits, or as our constitution dictates. In 2011, batting for dual citizenship was one of Anjo Holness's biggest agenda. Batting for dual citizenship was one of Anjo Holness's massive agenda. It was. He wanted dual citizenship then. Okay. I don't hear not even the PNP talking about this, or maybe I have missed this, but this is the real issue here. The People's National Party may have opposed, not opposing dual citizenship. They took a case to the court on a constitutional matter, which the court ruled in their favor. Now, at this moment, we're going through a constitutional review process. What Mark Golden is saying here to the government and the Constitutional Review Committee, the issue of dual citizenship, this is the time that we can look at it in our Constitution and broaden the scope, follow the narrative, broaden the scope of the dual citizenship ability to sit in Parliament with changing times, and that would incorporate those with American citizenship also within the diaspora and other citizenship that will have the ability to sit in our Parliament. Is it not an offer that Mark Golden is making to the Jamaica Labour Party to say, here, this is the time, with changing times and the diaspora voice and involvement, to look at broadening the scope of dual citizenship, not only to those who are Commonwealth citizens, but to those who are Jamaican citizens that resides out of the Commonwealth. Do you not understand it like that? Do you not understand that this is Mark Golden's argument? Do you not understand that this is the offer Mark Golden is making to the Jamaica Labour Party in order, because this was the Jamaica Labour Party position, that American citizens with Jamaican citizenship ought to be given the privilege to participate in our politics as those with dual Commonwealth citizenship? Is that not the offer here from Mark Golden to say, now that we're going through a constitutional review, this is the time for us to get this issue right and to put it to bed? Arami one dance. How the Jamaica Labour Party is not seeing it this way, Carol Robert, that Mark Golden is handing them an olive branch? Mark Golden is saying that as the People National Party, we're no longer going to push back on American Jamaicans with dual American citizenship. We want to incorporate them just like the rest of us who are Commonwealth citizenship. Is that not the understanding you're having? Shouldn't this be the understanding, rather than the narrative of going out there in a rant, that Mark Golden blocked Jamaica from becoming a republic because of his British passport and British citizenship? Is that not the understanding that Mark Golden, in the Constitutional Review, is offering an olive branch to the government to say, this is the time that we can fix this issue and put it to bed and incorporate most of the diaspora? Arami one just dunce and interference and mind people business. Suppose that's how I go and pour me, don't know. Let's take a quick break and I will come back shortly. Come in now, go waste no time this morning because the build up agwan, you know, the build up agwan.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and I resort to cry. You can't fool me again.
Welcome back. Me not keep on along because we're build up. We're build up, you know. Now, Mark Golden blocking the Constitutional Review Phase 1 from being signing off is mainly to do with the final court. In your constitutional framework, the legislature, the government, the crooked government and the crooked friend them, the legislature, the entire body of parliament, sorry, the crooked, the whole of them are friend. Them can be led by the government side, especially in the majority, can be led by the government to do anything they want. The crooked executive, which is made up of the ruling party and him crony them. The power of your court, people, the power of your final court is what hold all of those into account, is what prevent all of those from violating your constitutional process and your constitutional right. Thereby, your court is a more important arm in the constitutional process, because if under it, and you have a regime like the Under Holiness regime, you, the people, your democratic process, your constitution, your legislative process have no protection. In Mark Golden, we're fully aware that in this review process, Under Holiness and the Jamaica Labour Party wants to keep, even though wants to cut ties with the monarchy, wants to keep the Privy Council, the Judicial Committee, the right phrasing of the Privy Council as our final court of appeal, rather than the Caribbean Court of Justice, which is the People's National Party's choice, and rightly so. But in explaining that, Mark Golden used a word, access to justice, and I'm going to elaborate further on that. An access to justice review was done in the United Kingdom in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's called the Wolf Reform, Lord Wolf's Reform. And what Lord Wolf Reform look at, it look at the populace, the rich, the poor, and everybody's access to justice. It looked at whether finances, bureaucracy, and others prevented us from accessing justice. Tied into that part of Tony Blair review, also at that time, while Tony Blair was also doing leading up into his constitutional review, the implementation of the Human Rights Act gave us the first time the right to challenge public and private body and government and everybody based on our human rights. So with all that, access to justice became more to people, because there's a lot of cases that we could take into court on human rights grounds that we couldn't take into court on common law grounds, you see. So that is the importance of your court. But access to justice in terms of our constitutional review, as Mark Golden was explaining. Access to justice means that you must not be territory barred, you must not be financially barred, you must not be barred by not having particular privileges. So keeping the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council as our final court of appeal as a Republic Jamaica. What Mark Golden is arguing, and rightly so, as the Privy Council has from the dawn of time, the Privy Council has prevented, based on its structure, access to justice for us Jamaicans. Because not every Jamaican, very few Jamaicans will be able to financially afford taking a final appeal to the Privy Council, thereby blocking a lot of us from true access to final justice. Mark Golden's argument is that the Caribbean Court of Justice is regional. It is much cheaper. And not only that, the Caribbean Court of Justice is also mobile. It will go to the region within the community where it needs to go and sit and hear and deliberate and a case. So that would give us true and meaningful access to justice, is what Mark Golden is saying at Cavelon. Sharon Bernard, Kevin Fair Clutch, Keon Bernard, rather, sorry, Darth Garden, James. So the CCJ would give us more and fairer access to justice because it's regional, it is affordable, Lover and Baker. It is affordable, Albert C. And thereby, Jamaicans would be able to access fairer justice rather than being denied justice because they cannot afford to launch a case in a case in the Privy Council because of the extortionate price of taking an appeal to the Privy Council. So that is the importance of what you need to look at, rather than the trumpeting voices in the wilderness that Mark Golden prevented Jamaica from becoming a republic because of his heritage and passport holding and nationality. It is all a lie and a scandal because this government is unable to deal with the reality. So don't let this passport argument wash, Ricardo Campbell. The issue is about your constitution, your rights, your access to justice. So if we're going to become a republic and we still hold on upon the white man passport. We ask one man say, for dash with the white man passport, but we still hold on upon the white man justice. What a split hypocrisy. But make we move on. So to Mark Golden, you're under no duty to relinquish your British status morally or legally. The Constitution doesn't permit it, doesn't prevent it. It has never been a moral issue in our country. The playing of politics will not do it this time, Jamaica Labour Party. Good morning. In this morning news, what we call them again? The National Battle League of the Jamaica Party is calling on Mark Golden to resign as opposition leader. We're not going to read further because we develop, we'll move on. The National Battle League is calling on Mark Golden to step aside. What a scandal. This other senator also, and this is where we're going to the bangarang of today. Call everybody and tell them, say, they're just round corner from bangarang. That one here too. A call said, Mark Golden hypocrisy is unacceptable and disgraceful. With their own corner from, tell them, Mickey and come with just their own corner. We reach off of the gate. Hey, call them out. When they are them gate and knock upon them wire fence, call them out. Can we reach them gate this morning? We build up, we come all the way up the road. We out on the gate. We knock upon the wire fence. Come out. Make we have it out this morning. What the Prime Minister said here. Where shove you the wrong way up the wall. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says no person who wished to be ultimate leader of Jamaica should have citizenship of any other country. Holness' comment came amid public debate about Mark Golden's citizenship. Golden has since indicated that remain a British citizen. Indicated that he remains a British citizen, but insists that there is no legal basis for him to renounce his status in the United Kingdom at this time. We are found a gate. When I come out, we are going to come out this morning because we are going to deal with the part. Yeah, we reach at them gate and we're ready to tear off on our clothes. We're ready to jump over on a wire fence this morning. If favor say, no, out in a wonderland. Never hear when he says so. Come outside. We now go tell you now, like a Julian Robinson said, go outside this morning. We're telling us, say, come outside because we're going to trash it out. This call crowd. Tell them, say, we just reach out for Andrew Holness gate. Come outside, Prime Minister. Come outside, Shauna Simmet. I want to tell Andrew Holness we offer him gate. We knock penny wire fence posts. We out here gather with stone and buckle. Come and notice in a fling out from where we are trying to fling out too. And so we go in a tenement yard. We're trying to fling out. Come outside. Come out. You know, come out. Peep around the house corner today. You could have peeped it. I'd rather use the town crier's bell and your wholeness. But everybody are going to hear the decadence between me and you today. Come outside. What did the Prime Minister say? Why I call him outside? Well, no, sir. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says there should be no question about divided loyalty. Me now go further. Divided loyalty, he said. What a load of cobblers. Divided loyalty. Come outside. Divided loyalty, Prime Minister. Based on, what is divided loyalty based on? I want to ask the Prime Minister, what is divided loyalty in terms of a leader, in terms of the leader of Jamaica, Delroy Henry? Divided loyalty. What is loyalty based on your wholeness? I wonder if anybody hear the word divided loyalty. Loyalty to Jamaica only and your wholeness. Am I to believe that's what you're saying? Then you need to come outside. Because if you talk about you and your wholeness, it's been loyal to our country as a Prime Minister, come outside. I don't know why you put up around there. I don't know why you cut up around there. Come outside. Now let's talk about divided loyalty and what loyalty is based on. Is it, Andrew, I wonder who would teach you loyalty? If your paternity is in question, Andrew Holness, then the fidelity of your mother would be in question. Who then would be there to teach our Prime Minister loyalty? Never mind. That's a sideshow. Let's move on. Loyalty. The loyalty the Prime Minister is speaking about. My question to the Prime Minister, is that loyalty, Prime Minister, only based on passport, citizenship, or Prime Minister? Would that divided loyalty also based on business interest, Prime Minister? Because if divided loyalty is based on just being a passport holder, then it's hypocrisy. If Mark Golden, the passport holder loyalty, is divided, Daniel Taylor, then of course, unto wholeness, the Prime Minister's loyalty would be divided. How is his loyalty divided? When it comes to the Prime Minister business interest, can the Prime Minister declare to the Jamaican people his business interests in Jamaica? How much tax does our Prime Minister employ in Jamaica? How much tax does the Prime Minister pay in Jamaica? How many people does the Prime Minister business employ in Jamaica? Divided loyalty, he says. We are aware that the Prime Minister has a retirement mansion in St. Lucia. Very divided loyalty. ADMAT company of the Prime Minister, offshore company Prime Minister. Your offshore companies in St. Lucia. Do you have a St. Lucian passport, residency, or citizenship, Prime Minister? Your private yacht, Prime Minister, is not based in St. Lucia, it's based in Jamaica. Your private helicopter, Prime Minister, is based in Jamaica and St. Lucia. Your multi-million-dollar retirement mansion, bigger than the one Upper Beverly Hills, Prime Minister, is based in St. Lucia. Your company's Prime Minister is based in St. Lucia. Now answer this question. Your St. Lucian business interest, Prime Minister, how much tax does it pay to Jamaica? Which country are you domiciled in for tax purposes, Prime Minister? How much Jamaicans does ADMAT and your other companies in St. Lucia? Loyal Prime Minister? Loyal Prime Minister, how much Jamaicans does your company in St. Lucia employ? Carson. Your company in St. Lucia, Prime Minister, how much tax do you pay to Jamaica? Do you pay tax in Jamaica, Prime Minister? Loyalty, he says. So loyalty is based on only the side that what the Labour government is looking at. As the Prime Minister for our country, can you say to the country, I am a loyal Prime Minister. I have paid my fair share of tax. I am loyal to the country because I have signed the code of conduct. I am loyal to the country because I have no outstanding statutory declaration since 2021. Loyalty, he says. Loyalty to what? And in whose interest? In whose economic interest, Prime Minister? My loyal Prime Minister with offshore retirement home, offshore private yacht, offshore veteran, how you do? Offshore companies, multiple of them, offshore private helicopter, offshore employees, Prime Minister, loyal and the wholeness. Loyalty, he says. How hypocritical. How narrative spouting. How trying to pull a wool over the people's eye. Loyal Prime Minister, will you denounce economic, political, and diplomatic ties with an apartheid criminal state and the Benjamin Netanyahu regime? Loyal to Jamaica, Prime Minister. It is what we are asking. That you cut political, economic, security, and diplomatic ties from a murderous, barbaric, genocidal apartheid state. Loyal Prime Minister. I am a murderer like then. Loyal, divided loyalty. What a load of cobblers. The only person standing in two country is Andrew Michael Holness. Andrew Michael Holness, your Privy Council, your oath as membership of the Privy Council Advisory Board is untenable because you swear an allegiance. But then again, it don't too much of a conflict of interest because when you swear allegiance as Prime Minister of Jamaica, you swear allegiance to the monarch. And when you swear allegiance to the Privy Council, you swear allegiance to the monarch. So that in itself is not quite much a conflict of interest. That is the reason why, Andrew Holness, you want to keep Jamaica into this hanging colonial basket where it benefits you. What Mount Golden wants us to be is a strong, robust republic. A strong, robust republic with a strong court behind us. Because if you cannot get your court right, you will not get your constitution right. Because when you cannot access the court, then tyrannical legislature or tyrannical executive is going to ram raid over your system. Your court, Jamaica, is the most important power structure in your constitutional governance framework. It is which that hold those tyrants to account. So don't get misleaded by this government. No, this is something well known and established, Darrett. And to have multi-million-dollar yacht, a multi-million-dollar mansion bigger than Beverly Hill in a St. Lucia. Admat and other companies, Gene where 180 north name again. I don't remember me the lady the name again. You know the one investigative journalist where Jamaica have. She put out them information the long time about Admat and the whole of them something. Them something are public knowledge. The question the Prime Minister should answer is Andrew Michael Holness domicile in Jamaica for Zara Burton? Zara Burton. Zara Burton, thank you. Violet Watson, how you doing? Zara Burton put out a lot of those information already. You understand? So, on anything when of public knowledge, may have people in my team will go St. Lucia on tour and tour guide introduce them to Andrew whole apparatus, the Jamaican flag way above Andrew's residence in St. Lucia. The Jamaican St. Lucian residents, no mystic sensation followed up all aware talk about that issue there with Admat and the whole of them something there. Zara Burton information, we mystic and everybody I use. That was Zara Burton's investigation. Lennox Reed, how you do? That I'm just responding to Philip. Yeah, but Michelle Guthrie, how are you? That was Zara Burton investigation that all of us use. But all of those information are out there. So the Prime Minister must answer to, is he domiciled in Jamaica? How much Jamaicans does the Prime Minister employ? What is the Prime Minister business interest in Jamaica? How much tax the Prime Minister pay in Jamaica? Why the Prime Minister's statutory declaration cannot be verified from 2021 until now. And this Prime Minister is want to tell us that this Prime Minister have a divided loyalty to the people of Jamaica. When the Prime Minister cannot declare his business interests in or out of the country, when the Prime Minister cannot tell us who and in which country does the Prime Minister pay tax to. Divided loyalty. Them people that we are run on, we are trumpet, labor, lying narrative. Oh, don't shame on the buck up and dunce like me. Mr. If you no shame, Norman Ferguson. One of the buck up and dunce like me, we on the come on social media, come talk out on emotions, on a like and on a likes and shares. Come outside, Prime Minister. Why are you so silent? Come outside, come trumpet your loyalty, Prime Minister. Come kimble like ghetto girl, Prime Minister, and come make the world know so you are the most loyal to Jamaica. Make them know how much tax you pay in Jamaica. Make them know how much Jamaicans, your St. Lucian business, employ, Prime Minister. Divided loyalty, he says. Come and tell us, Prime Minister, how come you have become a billionaire in just a few years after being delinquent on student loan? Come and tell us, Prime Minister. Because we go on like I say, no. We don't go on like I say, we don't have authority if you come around here, come talk. Or we don't go on like I say, we don't feel like a deaf ears trumpet. We over social media and run up and down because we pay them one little 2 pence for spread false narrative. It not go work. Me there for tear up every lie and throw down in front of you. No can't come in front of me, come tell no lie. I will not talk to fool. Come in front of who come tell lie about loyalty. Divided. Divided loyalty. Who not talk to? Who not really think dunce and backwards like Jamaica Labour Party people figure answer question where they don't understand? You think that we so fool? If we don't understand the question, we're going to ask you to repeat it again. Or when we tell you that we don't understand it, we just stop there so. We're not going to move on to answer the question where we don't understand. We're not fool. But to the big yard journalists, them, the follow back a wedding dress journalists, them, let me all tell you how broadcasting and journalism go. You cannot have the Prime Minister on your podium sporting narrative about divided loyalty. Then you does not pose any question to the Prime Minister about his loyalty to the country. And those so journalism go. When you look baffled, batuna, ill research. And also journalism go. You can't have the Prime Minister on your program and talk about undivided loyalty. And then you don't put no loyalty question to the Prime Minister, Aaron Soros. Like seriously. Well, no, so we just left up journalism to we the dunce them, so. And somebody be that we do better, you know. And somebody be that we understand what the nation want to ask. RGR, JBC, CVM, TV, Kelly, Ethan, Fallabaka, Frack, Star, Observer, and all of them. CVM where local coming like on an ultrasound and maternity clinic now. Get to my trashes. We don't see nothing in the country to talk about. All of them foolishness there. All of them foolishness they won't have on a morning program. Don't say ring ding down long time. Miss Lou pack up and go on. And go on home now and go to journalism. And top of the ring ding and the ball game and the sit. Don't say it now work. It's not working. It is serious times now, Novlet Blake. People want serious journalism. Kitty can do well on social media. Simone and those others can do well on social media. Raymond can do well in something else. You don't need to employ people who are journalists and broadcaster, and stop employ people because you think say them are going to draw numbers to the program. Breaking news, let me tell you no, and that's all journalism based on. You get a job if them think so you can attract number to them program, because numbers and money go together. It's not in the interest of journalism, fair, investigative, or reporting. It's all a confused number game them a play with, you know. Make we do we work, people. It's our business and our duty. Make we do we work. It's just the other day, the Prime Minister come out and there, and I tell we say, false narrative. I hate this, yeah? False information disseminating online is a threat to our democracy. So thereby then, Prime Minister, if false information disseminating online is a danger to our democracy, that hold must first come from you, who is sporting a narrative in public or allowing a narrative in public about Mark Golding's citizenship, which is irrelevant in moral and in law with regards to our constitutional framework. Rather, Prime Minister, you accept the olive branch that Mark Golding is offering to the People's National Party by saying to the Jamaican government and the review committee, we're no longer going to oppose expanding dual citizenship to those in the further diaspora, rather than catching it up to we alone who are Commonwealth dual citizens. We're going to extend it to global diaspora citizens, is my understanding of the olive branch Mark Golding is handing to the government. And because the government is caught on the back foot with the final court, what the government then decide to do is to go off on a rant about how Mark Golding blocked Jamaica from becoming a republic, as well as on a charge about Mark Golding's citizenship and passport holding. Why are you afraid to deal with the real issue, Prime Minister? The real issue of integrity, good governance, accountability, transparency. Why is the Prime Minister afraid to deal with those issues? I'm live. I'll call you back as soon as I'm done. Why is the Prime Minister, Miguel King, afraid to deal with these issues? Going around with lying narratives, going around making something a problem that is perfectly accepted and permitted by our constitution. Do the right thing, Prime Minister. Since I call you out this morning, me come at your gate, me come for the problem, and you don't come out. But me advise you before me leave to be able for the public to believe you. Then you must not just say you're doing the right thing. What must be done, Prime Minister? You must, and this is not an ask, it's a must, be seen by us, the people, to be doing the right thing. You could have talked till the cow come home, drink off the molasses, Nyam grass round the window all night and then shit up the house, the yard all night. Nobody will listen to you, Prime Minister, because your divided business loyalty, Prime Minister, is loud, staggering, and stalking because you, as the Prime Minister of Jamaica, not the leader of the opposition Prime Minister, your business interest, Prime Minister, is in another country. You have many offshore wealth creation and businesses of the island of Jamaica, Prime Minister. How then can this Prime Minister speak to us about divided loyalty when this Prime Minister, this, our current Prime Minister, business interest is not in Jamaica? Our Prime Minister, we don't know our Prime Minister's tax status. We don't know our Prime Minister's wealth. We don't know our Prime Minister's asset. Then if you want us to believe the loyalty argument, if you want to show to us, Prime Minister, that your loyalty is not divided, then clear up all of this that I have just mentioned. Tell us your tax status, how much tax you pay in Jamaica, how much Jamaicans you employ in Jamaica, how much Jamaicans you employ in St. Lucia, and do you have St. Lucian passport, visa, or no, you don't need a visa, CARICOM, isn't it? Do you have a St. Lucian citizenship? Given that, Murray Messenger TV, your retirement house, your yacht, and your private yacht, and your private helicopter, all based in St. Lucia, among other things such as ADMAT and others. Declare your interest, Prime Minister. Let us know where your loyalty lies. Since I did never come out this morning, we're giving you the opportunity to tell us where your loyalty lies. Or then, Prime Minister, you must go back in public and retract that statement if you cannot prove to the Jamaican people by way of declaring your tax and business interests, Prime Minister, then you must retract that public statement, as well as we still want to know, Prime Minister, who is the daddy? Good morning from Global Television. And to those, unlike Andrew Holness, who jump out the sky, mind on our own damn business. Good morning from the Global Television Group. Join us back here later because we're not done with them yet. Breeze just a take time blow. Remember, we don't have storm figure through. And if breeze just a blow and all over the place, so how when hurricane force wind storm come? Good morning from the group. Laura Tyrell, good morning. Susan Love Jesus, good morning, good morning. Good morning, all, and welcome. Good morning. See you all.